All right, welcome everyone. The very last bonus workshop session of the Evolve Leadership Conference, part of AAF District 3. Jamal Millner is going to be our presenter today. He is our Quality Club Chair and a long-serving member of AAF District 3. He hails from AAF Roanoke, a past president there. And he is going to talk you through the Quality Club competition and what it takes to be a quality club. So Jamal, with that, I will let you take it from there.
Well, hello everybody. I don't do Zoom meetings, so bear with me. But all right, well, I'm Jamal. She's told you everything, so I'm just gonna go ahead and skip to my slide here. And I had to use another computer, so my fonts are not installed, so this is gonna overlap, so forgive me on that. So but as far as your quality club, everything it's really easy to participate. All you need to do is just do what you normally do and just hit the important dates, and you don't want to be late, because if you are late, then we take off points, and I'm gonna get to that here in a minute. But everything you need, there are two documents that you want to kind of have by your side through the whole year: is the important dates and the quality club document, which I'll also go over. But this helps you basically stay organized through the year, and just making sure you hit your, like, turning in your club reports, turning your rosters, and most importantly, paying your taxes, or not really paying taxes, but filing your taxes. Everybody knows I always complain that people aren't filing, even if you file an extension or whatever, but it's important, and we'll get to that as well, because people forget that. They think because you're a nonprofit, you don't have to file taxes. You do have to file taxes, but we'll get to that. And also just anything that's going on with the club throughout the year, all of that is in that important documents sheet that you can look at, and that is available on the website. So just making sure that you hit those dates and go over that document. It only takes a few minutes, and just kind of put those items in your calendars. Another important thing, even though we had the Ad America adjusted, and it is attending the national conference, and I'm not sure how many people have already attended the conference, but it is a great resource. But the cool thing about it this year, even though it's not real cool with COVID, but all the conference sessions are available online, so you can actually go and get that information after the conference or after the fact, so that you can still get that, like, the conference experience, even though it's not the full conference experience, because it's a lot of networking and a lot of idea sharing and roundtables at the national conference. So if you can attend the national conference, or at least making sure that you can get as many people on your board as possible to go and kind of learn more, or at least bring that information back, that's really helpful to make your club successful, even like financially and idea wise, and just other things. So let me see, check my notes here. Oh, also with the national conference, you have the National American Advertising Awards, and that's a good place to kind of see what the state of the industry is, and what everyone's doing, and other kind of things, which is what our club is about, is the creative aspect of stuff. So let's see. All right. And how do questions work on this thing here, Tiffany or Danielle?
There we go. So if anyone has questions during this presentation, feel free to use the chat box on the right, and then Jamal, I will read those to you at the very end, or feel free to take yourself off mute and ask Jamal a question.
Well, since there aren't that many people, if you want to do it in the chat box, or just have an immediate question, just kind of chime in. I usually work better with questions instead of just me talking. I don't like to hear myself talk. So if you have any questions, just let me know. But
how many folks have turned in what you need now?
Oh,
because you sent out an email.
I did send an email, and I think everyone, I got a little something from everyone, but there was some, I don't have that up right now, that's other machine, but I know I am missing, there were, I think a couple of clubs are missing their rosters, I think the majority of people have sent in their reports, your club reports, but I think the rosters are missing. I think it's just 2 or 3 clubs. So pretty much got most of the stuff, but it's, I'll send out another reminder just to kind of see if, like, I know everyone's trying to get used to what's going on with the state of things. So I think we'll probably have to go and kind of do some kind of pass, even though everyone does get one missed thing. But I think it's just everything going on. Some people who might need a little leeway, maybe just a couple of days to kind of get some stuff in. But I'll send out something. But we do have a few things that are missing from some people, and I think it just might be a case of confusion, because some people are filling out a spreadsheet with their rosters, and some people are either sending it. I don't know if it got missed, and then some reports are missing. But we'll get that cleared up and everything. That's not a big deal. It's just it's always the important stuff after the first set of meetings. Then we really kind of get strict on things. Let's see. All right, so another way to make your club successful is to have a wonderful blueprint, which the national provides the national achievement, club achievement, and it's a very good program, because it pretty much lays out the areas of your club. Even though they changed, I think this happened last year. They reduced the amount of categories down to 5 from, I think it was like 8 or so. But either way, it's a good way of looking at, because you can look at the old books and previous books and see what other clubs are doing, and even the other books in the other categories, looking at what people have done. It really is helpful to kind of like, if you're trying to work on diversity, if you're trying to work on membership and stuff, to see what other clubs nationally are doing, even in other divisions, like if you're Division 4, looking at Division 3 and so on, like all the books, and see what the winning books have done, and see how you can incorporate those things into your club. That is very helpful. I know when our club, we've always looked at the books and kind of gotten some ideas, and that's a good place. It's not stealing; it's just being successful. So just look at it and steal, and try to see what you can use and make your club better. And I
Can
know
we get those on the cloud-based sharing, Jamal, since we're not physically next to each? What do you?
Well, I believe
another person's question.
The books are available on the AAF on the Club Achievement website.
Okay.
So that stuff is available. I thought I had a link. It's probably somewhere else on his.
I've never done a book, so don't worry about it. I just.
Oh yeah, but you could. They're there. You can look at all the I know you can look at least the last year, but they usually had like all the books available, so you can always go back and look at those things. And as far as, and I thought I forgot to. I think I had it on my previous slide. If you go to AAF.org/AddAmerica, you can go and look at all the conference stuff, and you can get the Club Achievement books as well. And I encourage you to really look at those. And one thing. I would suggest is when you are looking at a book, even though this might be wrong thinking, I always look at it in my mind like, hey, I'm gonna take, if I want to beat somebody, even though it's all about sharing and caring, it's like, how can I win that book? You're really, it is a competition, and you want to go in and just take down the big dog. So look at the Division 1 and all the other people, and just see what you can do to improve on a book. And let me see. There was something I wanted to mention.
Hey, Jamal, I think
Yes.
we are, we're seeing your presentation screen, but not the one with the slides.
You're not my slides?
No, we're seeing the PowerPoint, like the building area. I don't know what it's called.
I'm sorry, folks.
That's okay.
How do I do the share thing? I thought I shared the thing here. Hold on.
We're seeing it. We're just seeing the.
Well, you know what? I'm sorry, y'all.
It's all good.
All right, let's see. What about this here?
Yeah, we see it.
We can see that.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do it this way.
That works.
Because I don't know what to do. I apologize for my jankiness.
The janky is a good word. And to the presidents that are on the call, this is just me because I want you guys to win. If you need me to help write, your quality club books, I don't mind. I know it needs to be written as if someone knows nothing about advertising, like my mom. Like Google is broken. So I do not mind.
Well, let's, here you go. So that was the slide you missed. There's AAF.org. All right, so here we go. So, yeah, but it is, I think I did have that in there. People who are not in advertising are the people that judge this. So you always want to make sure that you get that written and you tell a good story and everything. So so take her up on that. So let's see here, and basically, as far as club achievement, it's not hard to participate. It just do what you're doing and just make sure you just keep a record of it. Um, just if you take photos, put that in a folder, put it in a Dropbox, a Google Drive. Also make a hard copy because our club and we had an instance where someone had a case of not didn't like us anymore for some reason and left the board and just decided to nuke our Google Drive and got rid of everything. So keep a hard copy for disgruntled members and something like, if you have that kind of case. And just any promotional items, just kind of put all that stuff away. And then we, in Roanoke, we had a book building day where we just kind of got together and kind of put all the books together. And just, it makes having a deadline and kind of to do that, it makes it very helpful. And let's see here. And as Tiffany was saying, the hardest part is really just writing your story and telling a good story. And even if you went in and had a goal and you failed and did not meet that goal, it doesn't mean you're going to lose the book. It's you want to talk about how you overcame that issue and so just telling a good story. So don't think a failure and not meeting your goals will not make you win a book. So don't make that a reason for not turning that in. So the next thing, no committees of one, because if you have a committee of one, it's a quick way of having your board burned out and people just not wanting to volunteer. And let's see here. And a lot of times people say it's hard to recruit people, and it is hard to recruit people, especially when you're trying to ask them to work for free. So some ways you can do that is just you can ease them in. I know that's how I got involved 10 years ago. So it's you just want to ask someone to do like a small task. If you're having a hard time getting people to be on your board, just say, hey, can you help out an event or just do a one-time only kind of thing so they can get an idea of what it's about. Because you're asking someone to commit, 1 to 2 years of their time. It's going to be a hard sell versus saying, hey, can you just come out and help out for, a couple hours and definitely ask your membership because they're going to know about it, but also try to ask outside your membership. You might get new members as well. But whatever you want to do is you want to have your committee members try to get people to help or either if it's the membership or whatever, but don't be a committee of one. And one piece of advice that someone rattled off to me when I was in a meeting was, when you're a committee, everyone has the club structure, where you understand you have your board members, but when you try to put in perspective a committee, people don't really know what to do. And someone said, run your committee like you run your club. And that was very helpful for me. And I wound up running my committee that way. And we were very successful those years by running the committee that way. We actually had people who had tasks, communications, everything for my committee. And that broke those tasks down, but that person only had to commit maybe an hour of their time a month, to help me versus saying, hey, you want to join this committee for a year versus, look, you're looking at like 12 hours through the year, something like that. So if you treat your committee that way and kind of break it up, you might get more help. I had a committee of 10 people for diversity the time I was on there, and they didn't mind helping because I had them do minor tasks. And then they eventually started doing more tasks because they didn't mind. So keep that in mind. And that does help your club be successful because you're delegating a lot of tasks, getting a lot of stuff done, makes a bigger book. Bigger book means you win these books, and there you go, quality club will be yours. So, and let's see. Yeah, I just talked about all that, but there you go. So, the next thing is monthly meetings. Try to make sure you hold your meetings monthly. It's very easy to do monthly meetings if you plan it, like have a set day. Some of you will probably already have this. Some people have random meetings, but setting a day that everyone knows it's going to be a meeting day, or however you need to do it. But whatever you need, however you do it, just make sure you have a meeting monthly, even if it is a short meeting or whatever like that. You don't have a marathon meeting, but just have your monthly meetings so that you'll have your reports to turn into me, so I can put it in your folder and give you points for Quality Club. So, but hold your meetings, and that's let's see what else. Let's see. And also for the district, your reports, I know it doesn't have to be a long thing. I mean, you can be like, hey, we did this and we did this and it was great, or we did this and we did that and it sucked. Just give us a little report. Some report is better than no report at all. So just send something in and tell us what you've been doing. That's why I say have a monthly report, and just kind of be thinking of those things when you're doing your monthly report for when you send in a report. It doesn't need to be anything crazy. And I'm sure all of you have been on the call and they say what's your rose and what's your thorn. Even if you think about it that way, what was your rose this month? What was your thorn this month? And just send in those things like that. It doesn't need to be anything, significant. Now, but when you're doing something significant and you want to explain it all, that's fine too, but at least send us something. And file your taxes. All right. So we've had 2 clubs, maybe 2.5, I'll say, filed their taxes last year. We need file your taxes. It's not hard. It's a little postcard. Just do that. Talk to your CPA if you don't want to do it. Just file your taxes. It is part of Quality Club. It's required. So please do that. I'm a numbers person, and I really find it's a pet peeve that people don't file their taxes. So please do that for me. File your taxes. All right. So now I know that was a lot of information, and you're like, okay, Jamal, you want to borrow this information? Can you put it all in one thing? And I didn't do it, but somebody did. They made this fantastic document. So Quality Club, it's like this, it's online, it's a little PDF. You can go through and it gives you all the dates, all the stuff, the scores, how you can make bonus scores. So let's say you miss something and you know that they're real close, and we have during the meetings, we say, hey, here, these are the top 5 people, and we do it at random, and you want to be sure you can see that you can get an extra 300 or 400 points by doing some stuff you already do. You can plan it now. Just go ahead and start looking at how you can get bonus. Taking pictures, doing stuff. Stuff you already do. Do those things, send those in, and I put those in because it was very close last year. It was super close, and I think it really boiled down to some extra pictures and a survey that really solidified it for some people. So it does help to review this document and take the opportunities for if, hey, there's bonus points that you can score. You might not think about it, but at the end of the year, it's it does count. So keep that in mind. And let's see here. Oh, so I don't know if I got a slide for it. Hold on. Nope. So I'll just read to you. But just you're like, okay, Quality Club, what do I get? So you win free district conference registrations. So first place gets 3 registrations, second place gets 2 registrations, and third place gets 1 registration, and all the rest of you get nothing. So, and I know this year it was very, it was digital, so it was all free and stuff. But once you go back to normal and you're having fun and snacking on food and you save that money, it'd be good to do those 3 conference registrations. So. And let's see here. So that document is available in the Google Drive as well as your important document sheet. So get those 2 documents and look them over, and may the best club win. First, second, or third. There you go. Any questions?
No questions. I did want to just mention that when I was governor, but you guys probably already have it set up as presidents, but I would look at that Quality Club document, and I would send out a meeting request for whomever I needed to get whatever from a week before, and then I'll do the meeting request for the day of, because I just know that sometimes we need that leeway time. That was just me being anal retentive. But I still never won Quality Clubs, but I did.
And one thing I forget to mention, if you, if you email it to me and it's in my inbox, I treat it like the post office. If it has the stamp on it, that's when I get it, and that's when I register it as being turned in. So if you send it to me and just give it like it, just email is great because I have to look at a lot of stuff. So just throw it in there, have an attachment. It can be in the body of the email. It doesn't matter. Just as long as it's the information and I can drop it in your folder and make sure it's in there and just count it as done. It as little effort as possible. I'll do the work. Just give me the data and just make sure it has a stamp on it, a timestamp, so I can go ahead and put it in there correctly.
I have two questions.
Okay.
Sure. Okay. So my questions are, first part is for the club achievements, and the second part is, I guess, for quality clubs. I guess it's in some ways doing this sort of thing reminds me of people judging the Addies and not always being happy if they didn't get silver or gold. So this is coming from a place of just trying to understand better for the future. So I know you have points for quality clubs. Is that something that you could share at the end of the year or in the season what our results were so that we can improve on for better next year? Because what's kind of, and then this goes into achievement books next. You know, with the achievement books, we put some effort into it, and once we submitted it, we got 0 response.
Right.
And, you know, we found out we didn't get anything for achievements. That's fine, except it's really helpful to know what we could have done better.
Right.
And there was no, like, I mean, I hate to, I know it feels a little like school having to put in a document, and you want to get a grade so that you know how to do better. Like, was it formatting that was off? Was it the content wasn't rich enough? It would be super helpful, because I don't know if from the Charlotte Agpost perspective, if we should even bother doing a cheapest next year, because, you know, it was a lot of effort and it came up to 0. You know, when you talk about burnout, you put a lot of time and effort gets put into something and then we get no results back. You're like, why should I bother next time?
Well, as far as the quality club, so if you think about it this way, if you turn in everything,
yeah,
as far as the important dates, and you turn in, so like if you turn in everything that's required,
right,
and let's say you do some bonuses, all right, and when we come in, because I think we did the top, did we do the top 3 or top 5? Danielle, I forgot which one that we did. I know, but we did it in no order. But if you're in that top, like 3 or 4, I think it was 4, but you do the top 4 and you've turned in everything, and it's one of those situations where you kind of think like, okay, well, I know I've turned in everything. So I had people sending in bonus stuff, a bunch of pictures, because they knew they turned in everything and they knew they were in the running. So that's the kind of thing where you know what you're doing right. And I understand, we can share your score, but there are clubs where they know they're not really turning in anything, so they just don't care. So that's one thing where this sounds, I don't know how to take it, but it's like you're an adult, you know what you've done your homework or not. And if you've been doing all your homework and then you're in the running, so you need to you probably want to do some bonuses. So we do give some updates like that. Now, as far as I understand the frustration with Quality Club, because I know our club, we sent in a bunch of books one time and got I think we got 2, and we sent in a bunch one year. So, and it is very frustrating and not knowing what you got. So I do understand that, and I don't really know how to address that. But but at the end of the day, if you're already doing the work, and it just boils down to just coming up with that story and putting the book together. And if you do it throughout the year, kind of like thinking about forming that book through the year, so it's not like you're doing a bunch of work at one time. It's just a matter of just kind of compiling it together and just kind of writing the story and just kind of writing that. I mean, other than the entry fee, I don't really see I understand it's like, yeah, you don't get anything, but I'm thinking along the lines of if you do these things, and it will actually help your club be successful in general, because we want your club for the district to be successful.
Well, Danielle is our governor, so she can obviously take this back to the COG. Well, she's our COG, like peer group church counselor person. So she can now take this to the COG and express, hey, we got these clubs, you know, we want feedback. So
what I was going to say, I can reach out to National and see if there's a reason that we can't get some kind of feedback back. I mean, it might very well be like American Advertising Awards. It's so many entries, it's so many things to go through. It's just hard to get all those comments back.
There's comments. It can be scores. It can even just be, hey, we received your achievement and we got it. I think that would be nice too. I mean, when we uploaded it, paid the money, there was no follow-up email, nothing, and it wasn't even an email to say, sorry, your achievements for the club was not accepted this year. Try again next year. There was nothing.
Okay, I'll make sure that's addressed.
And you know, Danielle, because we have to give comments for NSAC.
Yes, and that does get back to the students.
It does get back to the students.
So I will add this though, and I'm a hockey fan, so I'm going to throw a hockey quote out there. But the great one, Wayne Gretzky, once said, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take." So if you don't compete in club achievement, you're guaranteed to never place or win National Club of the Year. I encourage you guys to, no matter what, don't get frustrated if you didn't place, especially if this is the first time you've done the competition. Just get the motivation to continue the books. What I would also mention, at the district level, we are happy to review your books. So if you want to submit drafts to us, we can go through, we can look at them, we can critique them, let you know if we feel like you should add something. Because the one thing that Tiffany mentioned earlier with club achievement is it's not necessarily someone in advertising who is reading your club achievement book. So you want to make sure you're not writing it with any kind of advertising jargon in there. You want to make sure you're using words that anyone can understand. But just kind of use that as motivation, and definitely go back and look at past winners. I know I always did that when I was writing my books. I went and looked at who won first place the previous year and kind of used that as a way to write my books. And then the key thing is, with your goals, whatever your goals are, make sure they're measurable. You can't write things like, we had this event and people were happy, and then that was a measure of success. Think about what is actually measurable that you can write about.
I think that's totally good and solid advice. I just would like to get some sort of response next time, anything. And of course, yeah, I just sent you guys our achievements, so it'd be great to get some feedback on those. It's just, since we're paying a fee, I think it's only fair that they give us something back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I can check in with them and see. I do fully agree that when you submit them, you should get some kind of response back to at least confirm that they've been received.
Yeah, that would be nice. And
last year was the first year where they've went 100% digital. Before that, you actually had to mail them in. So I think they were also trying to kind of get used to this new process. Right.
I mean, it could very well be our content wasn't in the right place, and that's we could do better on that. But it would be good to get something, anything.
Hey Danielle, let's work at you and I at, you know how you just mentioned, like, was it achievable? Somehow compiling like a checklist, right? And that way, even though I know there is a guidance to say exactly how it is, but I'm just trying to like dummy it down. But like, was there any, which obviously is going to be email marketing go out for it and Facebook things. So did you print your Facebook? I mean, I'm just making it stupid simple. That's all I'm doing. I know that you all are very intelligent, but was there an e-blast? And check. And that way we have a copy of the e-blast. Was there your Facebook post or your Twitter post? Print, check. We got that. and then go from there, because I want you all to win. So like at the end of the day, like I can be a winner. So I'm going to help each and every one of you with my writing talents, because I want you to win. And I'm not going to favor any club. So just so you know, I'm not going to write better for John or for Jeff than for anybody else. The only person that I charge for is Jamal, and that's Candy.
Hey, Mambas. So, I'm sending you some Mambas. Don't worry. But yeah, just now y'all like just a question for me. Like, do y'all build your books through the year, or do y'all just try to do them all at one time?
I could say for Charlotte, it was our first time doing it, so we did it at the end of the year. This
Gotcha.
year, we're going to do it after every event. We're going to actually,
Okay. Yeah, it's really helpful, like when you do it, because like those details be fresh in your mind. And I know, like sometimes, like I know when we did our book one year, we put it all together, and I had forgot half of the stuff we had done. And so if you do it just like you're saying, after the different events and little stuff, and we had an achievement book chair that's all their job was, to be like, hey, give me your stuff. That's all and that's an easy job. That's an easy thing to get people to do. It's like they come to the board meeting and say, that sounds like it's great for club achievement. And hold up my camera. So it's like it's that they say it's good for club achievement, and I'm just gonna have to hold this thing. And so, but that's their job, is just to collect the stuff for club achievement. And if they're good at writing, that's cool, but just making sure that they're compiling all that stuff, because some stuff you might not think is great for club achievement. But I remember we were doing something and they were like, hey, that's great for education and diversity, and it also applies for membership, and we're able to make those things span multiple books, because it doesn't need to be that one thing can actually go across multiple books. So we had that person to keep that in mind. So that is helpful to have somebody that's all their function is just a, hey, give me that, and they just have a little folder to keep it in, because that is very helpful. And that might help you. And that way, at the end of the year, you're not scrambling to put it all together. That personality has it all compiled up for you. See if I can fix that. There we go. Any other questions?
Awesome. Well, does anyone else have questions for Jamal? Okay. Well, if you do think of questions later, just let us know. Reach out to Jamal. His information is on aafdistrict3.org. We will get the Quality Club document on the aafdistrict3.org website. We'll also update that page with the winners from this year's competition. So congratulations again to AF Southwest Virginia, Charlotte, and Midlands, who won last year's competition. And with that, if you don't have anything else, Tiffany, do you have anything to add in this final session of the conference?
Actually, I don't. I'm so glad that it's been so great to see you guys. Sorry we couldn't I guess I'm sort of kind of a hugger, but it's so good to see you all again. Looking forward to us reconnecting at any point in time, like really, legitimately, anytime. FaceTime me, email me if I don't respond right away, because my email gets kind of, it's, I say to tell people to text me, say, read my email. And then you can use another word in there too. And I'm like, oh, dang, I hadn't done that yet.
I do that to her a lot.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh gosh, I hadn't done that. And I definitely will. It's not me like not caring. It's just, I'm juggling a lot of balls. That's it. But if again, Jamal he knows it. He knows the biz. He knows what it takes to win. You were brought up several times, so during the conference on Thursday and Friday regarding pay your taxes. Taxes, value taxes,
Yes.
value tax, not pay you, but value tax. We brought it up several times. Even talked about you as diversity winner. So the accomplishments that D3 has actually made. So your name was mentioned. So just want to let you know, like you were like the man.
Zoom was not playing friendly on with my computers. It was not.
It was okay, but we had you there. You were, you were
you.
there in spirit. But other than that, that would conclude. Anyone needs anything, just really reach out. Okay? Honestly, reach out.
All right.
Sounds
All right.
good. All right, go file your taxes.
Yeah.
Yes. File those taxes. And
Bye,
don't worry,
guys.
those mambas are on the way, Tiffany.
I'm waiting. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, dude, where's my candy?
Don't
Okay.
worry.
All
Yes.
right.
All right.
Bye.
All right,
Bye,
everybody.
guys.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.